Hey, Bougie Gang, how are you? Hi, guys. I'm sorry I'm late for lunch. It's right on time if you're on the West Coast. So, if you're on the West Coast, it's right on time, lunchtime. So, how's everybody doing? It's afternoon snack. So, if you are at your desk, if you are at work, put your earbuds in, go get a drink, go get some tea, go get some coffee, go get a cold drink, make your crystal light, all of the things. I got you. Okay. I got you. Hey, Booze. What's going on, guys? Hi, Bougie Gang. Guys, I was busy in the lab. I had to get some stuff done and I had a lot of research. There is a maximum amount of fuckery going on in these streets. And I know Bougie Gang wants to know all about it. It's a lot. It's on some buckle up because baby, there's so much going on out here, so much crime in these streets. I had to go take a nap. I had to take a nap because you guys have no idea how much I have to consume to bring it to you guys so I can make it make sense, all of the things. Not to mention I was in the basement of the YouTube streets. I was over in the wrong side of the girl. I was over there in Busybody Town last night for a minute. I'm sure some of y'all saw it. Girl, I don't know why somebody thinks that they can bring a document 3 days late and think that they don't scoop some people. And then you got their whole audience over there talking about you boots on the ground. You boots. I was like, why are they over there gassing their head up when they stay in the bushes over on the side of the street that has people informed right away? Okay. Right away. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, whose name is it? It's about time. Hey, it's about time. Hey, let's see who got here first. Bullet House. Hi, Bullet House. Damn, is that 7 shots? My God. Bullet House. Bullet House. Aquarius Bay. And bonding out since 2022. You guys, we have a lot to talk about. Hi, Apostle. Hey, Apostle. Apostle, I seen you've been getting caught up in the comments. It's so good when you guys comment on older stuff because sometimes I will bubble stuff up as a throwback just based on, oh yeah, that was a good video, or we did have a good conversation that day or night or whatever. And or just comment. Just comment and don't forget, if you want to comment, let's just say you're at the 20-minute mark and 25 seconds, just comment just like this. Look in the chat, y'all. See how I did that? Look on the screen. 20:25 and whatever your comment is. If you do that, or if you're on your phone and you press that little number box, if you're on your phone and you're commenting, there's a little box in your comment box. If you hit that, it's going to mark the time that you're at in the video so we can all laugh. If something is funny or you want us to know where the comment came from, make sure to put that timestamp so we can all get a kiki with you. You understand? Okay, friends. Hi, friends. Okay, everybody say hi to everyone. Hey everyone, or say hi to a friend. Hi Vicky, hi Jay Breezy, hi DMV. What's going on, guys? DMV 703 been supporting for a not a little time, but a long time. Okay. Clock it. You better clock that. DMV been supporting. Thank you, boo. I appreciate that so much. You guys are amazing. Time is flying. I love my bougie. I love my bougie gang family too. You guys are amazing. You guys, someone say hi to someone. You guys keep it friendly in here. Okay. Hi Make Beauty. Hi Boo. Okay, guys, I have a word from our sponsor. Okay. I have a word from our sponsor. If you are in need of some Ready Set Glow, who is not in Bougie Gang, who is not ready for some Ready Set Glow? Come on now. Stop playing. Um, wonderful, beautiful hair growth oil, detoxifying face masks, and baby, the body butters make love to your skin. Okay. Don't play with it. Okay. Y'all, let's get into it. I thank you so much for supporting our sponsor for today, TTP Body. Okay, let's get into it. Thank you to our sponsor. I certainly appreciate the support.
TTP Body. Welcome to TTP Body. After years of trying countless products that didn't deliver, Los Angeles native Tamara Palmer decided to create her own. The result? TTP Body, where beauty and soul are nurtured together. Fuel your follicles, strengthen your strands, and let your hair flourish with the Ready, Set, Grow hair growth oil. Kissed by an Angel, designed to deeply replenish and protect. Forever Young Body Butter. Indulge your skin with buttery richness and all-day moisture. Enjoy the Detox Me face mask. From scalp to skin, deep, clean, bold shine. TTP Body has you covered from head to toe. Glow is just one click away. Hydrate, radiate, repeat. Discover TTP Body today.
Guys, make sure to use Bougie 10 to get your 10% discount on your order. Also, to let her know that you came from Bougie Gang. All right, guys, what's going on? Let's see. What? 65 next Thursday. That's beautiful. Okay, to my Libra sis. Okay. 65. That's amazing. I know you are enjoying. I hope you enjoy your birthday season, and peace and many blessings to you. And I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful, sexy birthday. I don't even know what else to say, but I hope you enjoy it to the fullest and you are blessed and you get spoiled and all of the things. Okay, make sure don't blame it on our head or our heart, but make sure to remind us and shout your birthday out on that day so we can celebrate you again. But just in preparation for that day in that moment, we're wishing you a beautiful, and all of the Libras, a beautiful, beautiful birthday season, and enjoy. Okay. Yes. Okay. It's Libra season, y'all. Get into it. Hi, T Collins. Hey, boo. What's going on, sis? Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to find this is perfect right here, girl. I was trying to find a thumbnail. Okay. Y'all, we have a lot of things. So a couple of you guys sent me some stories. Also, there's a story I've been following for a long time, and it's in court. I'm very upset because it's not being broadcast, but it is being covered by NBC6 in Broward County in Fort, y'all, sometimes New Jersey comes out of me, Fort Lauderdale. And so they're giving some updates, but we're following the case and we'll get some highlights. I just made a request to the Broward County Sheriff's Department to see, now that some things have been entered into evidence in the trial, maybe we can get some of these things, if not now when the trial concludes. But I feel like some of you guys have heard of this. It's been shared a lot on Instagram and TikTok over the years, but it is not super current. But it's just a very familiar story that, right now, even just yesterday, seeing that story with Brandon Isabel and the two girlfriends, girl, it's a mess. So hold on a second. Let me share my screen. This was pretty crazy. and these two beautiful women dealing with the same rusty guy. And there's someone who is on trial right now in Broward County for murder. She got on a plane from New York, went down to Florida to handle that business, and she did, and jumped on a plane and went back to New York like nothing ever happened. Okay? A mess. So let's get into it. There's a couple of other stories I want to talk about. We'll see what happens on time. There was a young lady who was also found yesterday. It's a pretty gruesome story. Do I have everything lined up for that? I think I did, but it may have fell back to the we will get to it. Just a second. Y'all, it was so much going on last night, and I was doing so much research. Girl, I had to go lay down. I was like, my God, I cannot. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right, let's get over here just so you can hear a little bit about what actually happened. This was crazy.
Whether or not it was domestic violence or something that's random. I'm concerned of whether or not it was domestic violence or something that's random. Obviously, it's random, something to be concerned about. But no, this is a very, very quiet community.
A community in shock after a woman is found dead in her Tamarack home tonight. Detectives are still gathering evidence at the apartment.
NBC6 reporter Ari Odzer joined us live from that scene. And Ari, people who knew her tell us her death was no accident.
Yeah, Trina, something horrible happened here yesterday. A young woman murdered viciously in her apartment, and Broward Sheriff's deputies haven't arrested anybody yet, and they won't say if they have a suspect in mind. Even for a homicide, it's rare to see such an active crime scene 24 hours after the murder.
Now, detectives with the BSO homicide unit are currently at the scene and are investigating the circumstances surrounding this death.
BSO detectives are trying to figure out who killed this woman and why. Her family and friends identified her as Kayla Hodgson. She was only 23 years old, and her death, as you would expect, has shocked her neighbors.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. We've been here 10 years and nothing like this has ever happened.
Never really have any crime, anything like this that I've ever heard or seen before. I live in an adjacent community, and me personally, I'm concerned of whether or not it was domestic violence or something that's random. Obviously, it's random, something to be concerned about.
Hodgson's family and friends told us they were still processing the tragedy and could not talk to us, but there are plenty of comments on her Instagram page. There are no words to describe the shock. This is real. Kayla is such a sweet person. Damn, rest in peace. Would it be offensive if I asked how she died? Some guy cut or slashed her throat in her apartment. Too many toxic males out there. OMG. BSO has not confirmed the manner of death or the potential scenario here. Family members said she was found stabbed to death.
My respects to the family. Terrible tragedy. Whatever happened. It's a lost soul.
No matter what the circumstances were, that's undeniably true. Again, Broward Sheriff's Office detectives have not made any arrests yet in this case. We're live in Tamarack. Ari Odzer, NBC6 News.
Okay, so this is basically what happened. So now fast forward, it's been 3 years. The person who stabbed her was found. She's been in jail for like 3 years now. Her name is Sakiyna Thompson. So this is the young lady who was killed. You know, she's quite beautiful. The mystery surrounds the murder of a Florida bartender found stabbed to death in her apartment. This was in 2022. Kayla Hodgson was only 23 years old when she was found brutally murdered in her home July 13th, 2022. NBC Miami reported that friends and family members revealed that she was stabbed to death. She was living in Tamarack Village Apartments complex in Broward County. She was working as a bartender at the time. The mystery has deepened in the last 2 weeks since her death, as no easy suspects have emerged. That's because the person who killed her came in from out of town and flew out right afterwards. The mystery has deepened in the last 2 weeks. On July 25th, the Broward County Sheriff's Department confirmed that no arrests have been made and the investigation into her death is ongoing. Sawana Alphonse, Hodgson's former employer and friend, told NBC Miami that she was well known as a South Florida bottle waitress. He also said she was just really sweet and she was the life of the party. She always had kind words. On the GoFundMe that was created to help with her funeral expenses, her family remarked on her compassion, humbleness, and loyalty. They also said everyone who was lucky enough to cross her paths with Kayla had no choice but to love her with her vibrant personality and big heart. Hodgson's family friend Brianna told WPLG TV that she was bright, beautiful. She was everybody's type. She was everybody's hype man. Her life was gone way too soon. A $5,000 reward is being offered. Okay, so fast forward to this lady right here. Of course, it's on Facebook, y'all. This lady, Sakiyna Thompson, okay, sitting on the bed with her heart-shaped pizza, baby. The police were able to uncover that it was this lady right here. Kayla and this woman were dating the same guy. That's the allegations. And she is currently on trial in Broward County right now. Let's get into it. Let's see. So this is her now. She had a baby in jail. It's been a mess. So let's hear about it. The trial started on the 30th. They did jury selection, everything. It's like low key, this channel, this station in South Florida is covering it, but they're not broadcasting it, unfortunately. So we don't have a lot of details, but this story is so compelling. Let's hear what's going on here. Just a second.
Of a woman accused of plotting to kill. Welcome back. A look at graphic police sworn video played for jurors in the case of a woman accused of plotting to kill her romantic rival. 31-year-old Sakiyna Thompson is accused of traveling from New York to Tamarack and stabbing her boyfriend's lover to death.
NBC6's Marissa Bagg is live at the Broward County Courthouse with the never-before-seen video of the crime scene you'll see only on 6. Marissa?
Jackie and Jawan, Kayla Hodgson was murdered in her home in Tamarack back in July of 2022. And this video that shows the brutal crime scene, we've blurred much of it for you, but we do want to warn you that it is graphic and disturbing. This is the gruesome scene Broward Sheriff's deputies discovered in July of 2022. 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson stabbed dozens of times, lying in her own blood in her Tamarack apartment home. Revelto Robinson found her first that day and called 911.
Did 911 instruct you to attempt life-saving measures? Yes.
31-year-old Sakiyna Thompson is accused of flying from New York to Tamarack that July, showing up at Kayla's home at 5 o'clock in the morning and stabbing her to death.
Everything went according to plan, except being discovered.
Prosecutors say Thompson was jealous. Kayla was dating Thompson's ex-boyfriend. After the murder, Thompson allegedly tried to clean up the scene, changed into Kayla's clothes, and flew back to New York.
Can you believe that? She killed the girl. Obviously, she got bloody and messy doing it. She went and put on some of her clothes and casually walked her behind out like she didn't do anything.
Took some of Kayla's personal items, dragged Kayla out of the way in her own blood, away from the door, and left, disguised in Kayla's attire.
In opening statements, the defense agreed Thompson killed Kayla, but that it was in self-defense. They say Thompson was pregnant at the time and that Kayla struck her first.
This woman-to-woman conversation that Sakiyna had in mind had escalated and it turned into something more than what
How do you go talk to someone woman to woman at 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm just saying.
she planned when she went to go talk to Kayla woman to woman. She was afraid to call the police. Why would they believe her? She panicked.
Thompson was arrested originally up in New York, brought down here to Broward County, and she has been in custody now for 3 years. If she's found guilty, she faces life in prison. Reporting live at the Broward County Courthouse, Marissa Bagg, NBC6 News.
So when they figured out that it was her, the detectives had her immediately arrested. They had her out on Rikers Island until she was extradited back to Florida. And she's been in custody in Broward ever since. And it's taken a long time. I mean, it's been since 2022. It's been 3 years. It's been over 3 years since the murder. She had the baby. She had to give up custody to the baby. She was also trying to get special privileges because she was breastfeeding. And she was trying to get out on bond so that she could breastfeed the baby. And they were basically doing something where she had to pick up, her baby daddy had to come pick up breast milk. Basically, I guess every couple of days to pick up breast milk for the child. It was a mess. It's been an absolute mess. It's going to definitely, so she actually could be facing the death penalty. It's definitely, could be, I mean, it's premeditated first degree. So you already know what that is. I mean, that's LWAP all day. They have her on camera. They have her DNA. I don't know if you heard that part. Her DNA was found under one of Kayla's nails. And, DNA evidence is probably some of the best evidence today that you can have. There would be no reason for two people who do not know each other to have exchanged DNA unless they had some sort of an encounter, right? So it's not looking good for her at all. I didn't pull Kayla's Instagram, but this is Sakiyna's, and like I said, she's been in jail ever since they were able to find her. Let me read you guys this one letter. Girl, she was over there writing letters to the judge. This is let me see, is this the one where she says, let me see. Girl, she was over there like Sarah Boone writing letters. To your honorable Judge Casey, I'm writing this letter to you in hopes of finding mercy from the court to allow me to please give birth outside of jail while also fighting my case. So she wanted mercy to go ahead and give birth outside of jail. Please have sympathy for me, being that I am a first-time mother and have no priors, never been in trouble before. I am terrified of going into labor while incarcerated because this facility is not properly suitable to accommodate a pregnant woman. I have been incarcerated since August 3rd, 2022, when I was 11 weeks and due February 17th. Spending my entire pregnancy locked up has been stressful. I have a stable place as well as family to vouch for me. I'm asking you for the opportunity to mother my newborn baby while I fight for my innocence. Please take everything that I have said into consideration while making a decision on whether I may be released on bond, pretrial, monitor, etc. Thank you for your time and consideration. Well, you already know what happened with that. First of all, the judges don't typically read these like ex parte communications outside of an attorney. So you speaking directly to the judge, she had a lawyer and she's over there sending letters. Like, someone else we knew in Florida. And she wanted the privilege to be able to give birth outside of the facility, which did not happen. That did not happen. And the baby had to be, she had her time. You know, they give you like a couple of days, I think, when you have a baby in jail. And then you have to give your baby up to your family members, and as well as her breast milk. There was a breast milk filing. Hold on. Y'all. Do I have that? I'm sure I have it up here. Girl, they had to file a motion so that she could pass breast milk over to the person coming to pick it up. Baby. It got serious. I mean, at the end of the day, is this the one? Okay. And this case came before the court upon the defendant's motion for breast milk and being fully advised in the premises. It is ordered and a judge that said motion is granted. Terry Thermogen shall be granted permission to pick up Sakiyna Thompson's breast milk at the Paul Rain Detention Facility. Miss Thompson recently gave birth, and Mr. Thermogen currently has custody of the child. That's what you get. You shouldn't have came down there and killed that girl, or, you know, alleged to, but they have her on video. She has plane tickets. I have a lot of the information. If you guys want to deep dive further in this while this is going on, I'm keeping an eye on the reporter who is covering the case, but I don't know, maybe there's just not enough interest. It has been 3 years and probably people forgot about the case. It's unfortunate because I think this is a really interesting case. And, you know, but we do see this very often. You've got two people dealing with one guy, whether they're both competing or one person is aware that they're being cheated on, and the guy is over here happy. You know, 3 years have gone by. I'm sure this man has moved on. He may have wiped his tears for his friend he lost, and he's got a baby, and ma'am sitting there facing a life sentence. That's crazy. So it's absolutely nuts. Anyway, I'm keeping an eye on it. If anything else pops up, I will keep you guys up to date. The trial's going on as we speak, so I'll keep you guys posted of what's going on. But you know how it goes. It seems like, based on the evidence, I mean, she's going down. She's going to have to pay a long time for what she did, and the family deserves justice. The girl may not have even known that this lady exists. I think that's the worst one for some of these women getting cheated on. Sometimes you're the only one who's in pain and sorrow because you know who you're dealing with. The other person might just be having a good time with someone they met who is completely lying to them. And it's unfortunate because nobody with good sense is going to date a guy who's dating somebody else, right? So we don't know if this girl knew he had someone else or not. She knew, and they were also broken up, but she got herself on a plane and flew down to go and handle that business. And she's been sitting in jail ever since. It's it's unfortunate. And then she doesn't even get to have her baby. So I don't know. I don't even want to say thank him for that, because she made choices and she made the wrong choice. But this is the young lady who passed away. This is Kayla Hodgson. Do you imagine opening up your door? To me, if the lady passed away, if they found the body at the door, it would stand to reason, like, bitch, can I help you? Like, why are you at my door at 5 o'clock in the morning? Why are you at my door? and probably caught her off guard. If they were having a friendly woman to woman conversation, first of all, you're not going to come talk to me woman to woman at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's number one. But that being said, they found her at the door. Then she probably opened the door and she popped her. She popped her at the door. She had to have. You know what I mean? And they say that there's the blood stains are showing that she dragged her from the door to move her out the way. And as you heard the reporter state, that she used some of Kayla's clothing so that she could, she could go back and get on her plane and go back home to New York. So she didn't count on leaving behind some evidence, but that's what happened. And like I said, she's on trial right now. This is her in the courtroom. Wait, that's not. Okay, let me flip here. Let's see.
Only here on NBC6, the trial of a woman accused of plotting to kill her romantic rival in Tamarack is happening right now. 31-year-old Sakiyna Thompson is charged with the 2022 murder of Kayla Hodgson. Let me take you back.
I mean, she still has her hair laid.
Sheriff's investigators say that Thompson flew down from New York days before the murder with the intent of killing Hodgson. Detectives say the two women were dating the same men. Well, Hodgson was found stabbed to death in her village apartment home in Tamarack. Prosecuting and defense attorneys just wrapped up their opening statements minutes ago.
Kayla's body will not only tell you the details of her brutal attack, but her body will tell you who did it. Because there was something that the defendant could not clean up and take with her. And that was the DNA of the defendant that was under one of Kayla's fingernails.
She was afraid to call the police. Why would they believe her? She panicked. She did not go there for this. She went there to have a woman-to-woman conversation about where their relationship stood.
How do you go to have a woman-to-woman conversation at 5 o'clock in the morning? And that doesn't make sense, defense lawyer.
And there to have a woman-to-woman conversation about where their relationship stood.
And the trial is expected to last several days. Thompson faces the possibility of the death penalty if she is found guilty.
Baby, you already know how this is going to go. You already know how this is going. She got her baby hairs all done. It's Florida over there in Broward. The murder took place in Tamarack. She was living in New York. But she's originally from Jamaica, and she was living in New York, and ma'am lost her shit. She thought she was, and the fact that she wrote that letter to the judge, if you're just now coming in, slide back, she was pregnant when she was arrested. The fact that she did this while pregnant, okay, is diabolical. Also, she could possibly have gotten away with it had she not left that DNA, even though they did get her on video. They got her on video, and eventually through interviews, I'm sure they could have. You think it's going to be LWAP or DP? Y'all think it's LWAP? They got DP over there too now. This type of story never gets old. Somebody needs to hear this. Someone's going to tune in and see this and think, no, I'm not calling him back. No. In these days, the women, the way we are made up these days, some of us are on a very short fuse, and there's some of us out here that are one situation away from going to be in jail for the rest of their life. It's just obvious. And if somebody is lying to you, someone is playing with you, they might be playing with someone else. So you got to be careful, because if you are of that short fuse quality, or you know what I'm saying, and you don't know what you would do, be careful, because somebody could have you out here looking stupid and sitting up there regretting a decision. You know what I'm saying? Look at her face, girl. She's probably, you know what I'm saying? She hasn't had a chance to spend time with her baby. She's been sitting in jail. I don't know if that is her full thick head of hair, but baby is giving full thick head of hair and she has it baby hair down. She's missing out on her life for being stupid and for taking another woman's life who clearly had a way about her. She's very pretty, beautiful. You know what I mean? She's beautiful. So clearly the man liked a nice looking woman because ma'am is not a slouch either. You know what I'm saying? We can't, she's crazy though. Sis crazy. And he was dealing with crazy girl, which got ma'am killed. She might not have even known what was coming her way, poor thing. She may have had no clue that this guy had her in danger. And to the fact that this lady knew where you stayed and thought it was a good idea to come to your door at damn 5 o'clock in the morning. That's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. So there was another crazy story that came up, y'all. This just happened yesterday. One of you guys sent this to me and I don't have all the information. Like I don't have everything. Other than we know that this happened. I put some of it on my Facebook page just so I could have everything handy. But there was a young lady who went missing. Her family went crazy looking for her. They put out an ebony alert for her, which is, I guess, something they do in California. Her name is REINA Lewis, and she was found in one of the worst ways possible. This is a very bad story. Let me see if they're going to show some. Okay, hold on. Is this just a second? Let's let the ad go by and then we'll get into it. This is terrible too, y'all. I don't know what she was doing, so you know, we're not going to be too hard on sis, but sis obviously was someplace maybe where she thought she could trust some people, but clearly not. Bad set of circumstances.
We still looked in the area. Her last location was here, and her last location pinged right here, but we still.
She had Life 360.
Still looked in the area. We looked in garbage cans. We looked everywhere.
Jakeem Green says his family's been looking for his cousin, Renea Lewis, since she was reported missing on Sunday. On Tuesday, came news that her body was found at this house.
The reaction is just distraught. I was distraught, confused, lost, hopeless.
Neighbors say the house has been boarded up for a long time. Police say the suspect lived in a detached unit in the backyard.
With a search warrant, we were able to do a thorough search, and we located Miss Lewis inside the residence.
In a statement to ABC 7 News, the Vallejo Police Department confirmed that the suspect did confess to killing Miss Lewis. Lewis's body was found behind a concealed entry to the home's attic. Family members believe she was brought here against her will.
If she was to see the house, she's not going to come in. She's not going to do that. So I feel like she was either drugged or under some type of influence or something.
Green says Lewis was in Vallejo on Sunday to visit family. They still don't know how she ended up at this house, and they say she did not know the suspect.
I feel like she got her conscience back, and she was fighting for her life. Okay. Windows were busted. She was trying to get away and escape.
It's really sad, and it's really scary for a lot of these young ladies out here on the streets of Vallejo. Vallejo is a small community, so it really shook the whole community up.
All day, nearby residents came by to pay their respects.
I wouldn't want to find my daughter like that. You know, we all have children in this world, whether they're grown or little. As a parent, you wouldn't want to find your children like that. So I feel more for the family and the mother, her loss.
The suspect is expected to be in court on Thursday.
The last location was...
Okay. Let me just read you what People Magazine is saying. There's a bunch of stuff on Facebook because, well, let's get into it. This is the young lady right here. Her name is REINA. So she was reported missing, I think Friday. She wasn't answering phone calls. She wasn't like on her normal with her family, and they got worried. So so a man arrested in the alleged murder of missing woman found dead inside a secret attic. It seems as though they tried to get rid of her body somewhere in that house. I think they said that she was boarded up into some sort of wall structure or something very strange. Um, the body of the missing woman has been found dead in a concealed attic space of a California home. The victim was identified by the Vallejo Police Department as 28-year-old REINA Lewis. The suspect, 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw, was arrested by authorities and has been booked on suspicion of murder in connection with the woman's death. A man has been accused of murdering California woman who went missing just days before. I saw someone ask about an Ebony Alert. An Ebony Alert is a California emergency notification system for missing Black youth and young women, similar to an Amber Alert, but with different criteria. The alert is triggered when a Black person between 12 and 25, so kind of like a young adolescent category, a Black person between the ages of 12 and 25 is considered at risk or goes missing under suspicious circumstances, and it helps law enforcement find them by disseminating information through highway signs, social media, and broadcast outlets. The system was created to address racial disparities in handling missing persons cases where Black youth are disproportionately underreported, according to were underreported among missing children. So that's kind of just a high level of why it's called a Ebony Alert. On September 30th, the Vallejo Police Department confirmed in a press release. So this is the press release. Let's see. On September 28th, Vallejo Police Department received, if y'all can see this is small. 28-year-old African-American female whose whereabouts were unknown. Officers contacted the reporting party and completed a missing persons report. Officers then entered her information into law enforcement missing persons database, while multiple VPD officers were assigned to search for the missing woman. The same day, the patrol division investigation led officers to a home in the unit block 14th Street in Vallejo. There were indications that the missing woman may have been inside the residence at some point before going missing. Officers entered the residence to conduct a welfare check and a cursory search of all rooms, closets, and places persons could hide, but found no signs of the missing woman. Vallejo Police Department Detectives Division was called out that afternoon and took over the investigation. On September 29th, although she did not meet the requirements for the California statewide Ebony Alert program, the VPD's community engagement team requested that an Ebony Alert be activated for her, which the California Highway Patrol approved. Additionally, Vallejo Police Department sought assistance from the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The FBI was helpful in leading expert resources and investigative support on the case. On September 30th, the Detective Division investigation led them back to the residence in the block of 14th Street. Based on the new investigative information, detectives were granted a search warrant to thoroughly search the residence. During the search, they discovered a concealed entry into the attic. Officers searched the attic and located the remains of the deceased female inside of the suspected, the remains of deceased female inside that is suspected of being the missing woman. They obtained additional information and identified Douglas Irwin Shaw, a 41-year-old resident of Vallejo, as the suspect in the death of the female, and was subsequently arrested at his place of employment by the problem-oriented policing team officers without incident. The neighborhood impact team responded, providing trauma-informed outreach and connecting affected residents with critical support resources. Following his arrest, Douglas Shaw provided a statement to detectives where he admitted being responsible for the heinous crime. Shaw was subsequently booked into Solano County Jail for murder. The victim has been identified as REINA Lewis, a 28-year-old Vallejo resident. This was a heartbreaking, senseless act of violence that has no place in our community. I'm proud of our officers and detectives for making an arrest and solving this case. Above all, our thoughts are with the decedent's family during this incredibly difficult time. Crazy, right? Just a second. So this is his picture. Hold on a second. Let me go back to where is he? Oh, we have to talk about that too. Hold on. This is the guy right here. Girl. This is mom and sister.
What did she do to you for you to kill her and then put her in a wall? When he said, "We found your daughter," I just collapsed. I was like, I can't believe this. And I was praying. I said, God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her. And he did not answer my prayer.
It was the news no one in 28-year-old REINA Lewis's family wanted to hear. Police found her body behind a wall inside this home on 14th Street in Vallejo. Her mother last texted her on Friday and thought it was unusual not to get a response.
When they found her body behind the wall. They nailed her body behind the wall.
Vallejo police announced late Tuesday that they had arrested Douglas Shaw. It's still unclear what his relationship is to REINA or to the home.
The person that they have in custody is being cooperative, stated that he did indeed kill REINA. He threw her phone on top of the school. That's the most information that I have.
Police now have REINA's phone, which her family says last pinged at this address. Her mother used the Life 360 app to track her final location, and her cousin LaToya helped.
Oh, my bad.
What did she do to you?
He did indeed.
360 app to track her final location, and her cousin LaToya helped lead the family's search in the area.
REINA was the best loving person. The girl loved to cook. She loved her family.
Since they began sharing flyers with her mother's number, the family has received numerous prank calls, people pretending to be REINA, luring her mother to false addresses and demanding money.
I am devastated. That's my youngest daughter. Her birthday is on Monday. She would have been 29. What did she do to you for you to kill her and then put her in a wall? When he said, "We found."
Isn't this terrible? This is awful. So this guy, they said, gave a confession. Hopefully they Mirandized him and did all of the things that they needed to do to make sure. This is her right here. She's a pretty girl. It's very, very, very it's devastating. This is terrible. I think this is her sister's page right here. But real pretty. I don't know. I think they're trying to figure out, and I'm sure, like with a lot of things, it's probably in her phone. Whatever was going on, how she hooked up with this guy, whether he snatched her off the street, we really don't know. But terrible. Is this another? Let me see.
Police say
A Vallejo woman who's been missing since last week has been found dead, and officers have made an arrest tonight. Thank you for joining us here on the news at 10 o'clock. I'm Noelle Bello. The CHP activated an Ebony alert last Friday for 28-year-old REINA Lewis. They say she was last seen around 10 o'clock Friday night in the area of 14th Street and Star Avenue in Vallejo. Tonight, police say they found her body inside a home on 14th Street. They're calling this a homicide case and said they did arrest a man in connection to her death. Police say
we don't know what happened, but what, I don't know. She may have met the guy online. She could have met him at a club. We don't really know what the situation was, but whatever it was, it was horrible for her. It's just unfortunate that things had to go down like that. Very, very, very sad. I'm sure the family is no words. It's no words for it. Absolutely no words. But one of you guys sent me that story and said, just, I guess, hadn't heard too much about it, but it had just happened. And I guess people are trying to figure out what's going on with this guy. This is his picture again, but I don't have the arrest report. I was looking for the arrest report last night to find out what other information. And I haven't had any time to look for it today, but when I can get a hold to his police report, let me see what the Vallejo Police Department is saying. Let's see. This is the release from the Vallejo Police Department. Let's see. So they put this out, 2 days ago on the 30th. Officers, let's see. Is this the same thing we read on the 30th? Division investigated, led them back. This is the same press release, but this is a picture of the guy. Girl, I cannot imagine, that she went with this guy for any good reason. He looks very weird and dirty. He looks very weird and dirty. He doesn't look, I'm not sure what happened with that. Hold on one second. Let's see what this is about.
A tragic discovery in the city of Vallejo. Police confirming the body of a missing woman has been found hid inside the wall of a home. And tonight, a suspect.
That's on some damn Jeffrey Dahmer type serial killer behavior. Who does that? He works at Six Flags. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, girl.
Has been taken into custody. Her disappearance triggered an Ebony alert issued by CHP, and now her loved ones are grappling with the devastating news. Betty, you has the story.
What did she do to you for you to kill her and then put her in a wall? When he said, "We found your daughter," I just collapsed. I was like, I can't believe this. And I was praying. I said, God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her. And he did not answer my prayer.
It was the news no one in 28-year-old.
This might be the same story we just watched. So let's see if this one has any different information.
Welcome back. A 41-year-old man now faces a murder charge in the death of a Vallejo.
So he's 41. He's grown, working at Six Flags, and he's over here with a 27-year-old. And I mean, she's grown, he's grown, but I don't know.
A woman who was first reported missing.
I would love to hear what his statement was. If we're gonna, I'm sure we'll get to see some of that, or hear some of it eventually. We're just gonna have to keep our ears open and follow this case. It's very sad for the family. I hate this for them because this is a horrible outcome. Horrible outcome.
Investigators found the body of REINA Lewis inside a home yesterday. And as Ground Force Sarah Stinson reports tonight, there is a growing memorial outside that home.
People from Vallejo and beyond continue to drop off flowers, candles, and balloons in front of the home where REINA Lewis was found dead. Many telling me the tragedy has shaken up the community. Bruce Kimball has lived on 14th Street in Vallejo for a decade. His block turned into a major police scene Tuesday.
It was back up from here to there.
After investigators found the body of REINA Lewis inside this home.
I was in shock myself to find out living that close to someone that would even do like something like this.
Lewis was reported missing Friday. A missing persons flyer remains taped on the light pole across the street from the home where the 28-year-old was found dead. Family and friends spent days searching this area.
Being on the side of the freeway, behind the school, by the house, if we didn't care for her.
Yeah.
She was very loved.
Police say they did a welfare check at the home Sunday and searched all rooms and closets, but found nothing. On Monday, the California Highway Patrol activated an Ebony Alert, and the FBI also provided resources for the case. Investigators served a search warrant at the house Tuesday.
Went back to the house with the search warrant. They discovered there was a concealed department that led to the attic, and in the attic, we discovered Miss Lewis.
Police arrested 41-year-old Douglas Shaw on a murder charge.
He was Mirandized and admitted that he is responsible for this heinous crime.
The quick arrest has given family members some hope that justice will be served.
Yeah, I am glad to hear that. You know, we got to let the cops do their job and pray that everything plays out like it's supposed to.
The word out on justice for my sister. I just want everybody to know that we love her.
Meanwhile, people continue to add to a growing memorial outside the home to honor the life taken.
It's just sad. This is a young lady.
Shaw is scheduled to make his first court appearance Thursday. There are still a lot of questions that remain in this case, including the motive behind the killing. Police say their investigation is very much ongoing, so if you have any information, you're asked to call Vallejo Police. I'm Sarah Stinson reporting KRON 4 News.
I'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully, so that was today. So he was having a first appearance. It's still early. We don't know if he had a morning or afternoon. I'm sure this is this is a still developing case. So I'm sure that something will be coming up. I'm sure when he goes, the family, I would almost just imagine the family is going to be showing up for his arraignment and first appearance and all that kind of stuff. So I would imagine they're going to show up for, the daughter, sister, all of that. So, let's see this one. This has some new information about him. This place is absolutely disgusting. Do you imagine living next door to this house? Just the rats and mice and varmint that is probably, this guy is disgusting. I don't know what she was doing there, but there's no amount of, I thought he was nice or anything like that. He had to have clocked her over the head, drugged her, something, because nobody with right frame of mind would walk up into this type of dilapidated, condemned house for any good reason.
28-year-old
I don't understand. And she's 28. She's not like a teenager. Teenagers will do some questionable thing, but damn, 27, he had to have given her something. This house is condemned.
The Vallejo home near 14th Street and Star Avenue, where police found the body of 28-year-old
Look at this.
REINA Lewis hidden inside a
And they said he was living in the back. How's he living in the back?
Police found the body of 28-year-old REINA Lewis hidden inside a detached unit in the backyard.
She was concealed in a space that led to the attic.
Family members tell KTVU the victim had been dismembered.
This was a
Stop it. Oh my God. I hadn't heard that. Did y'all hear that?
Members tell KTVU the victim had been dismembered.
This was
Oh
a
my
horrific
God.
crime. Not only did this bring pain to the family, it brought pain to the community.
It's a shock to the whole community of Vallejo.
Well-wishers dropped off flowers in memory of the woman who was the subject of an intense search and ebony alert. Hope turned to despair when police found her with the help of her family who had pinged her phone.
It's really sad to know that she has family.
This is like a damn Sade Robinson case all over again. This is like Sade Robinson all over again. Other than the fact that the people didn't have to go around the city trying to find Sade, but nonetheless, this is horrible. Oh, California, you know they got the death penalty. Yeah, this is DP all day.
And friends that really, came together. Like, they really loved that girl enough to do the footwork on their own to try to find out where she was.
Police arrested 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw, a father of 2 girls, at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, where he works. He was booked on suspicion of murder. Lewis's heartbroken mother, Terry, was at the scene when police found her daughter's body on Tuesday. She spoke to KTVU by phone on Wednesday.
This is unreal. This is unreal. And I would never see my daughter again because of this monster.
She and police confirmed the 2 were not a couple and may have met only recently.
She was a grown woman. What choices she made was on her. I still love her. No matter
Period.
what.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
I love all my children, no matter what they're doing, good or bad.
I spoke to a former girlfriend of the suspect whom she met when they both worked at Six Flags. She and her father told me he was a narcissist who thought everyone else was wrong.
Hold up. Let me run that back just a little bit. Hold on, y'all. This is what the people are saying about him.
Or bad.
I spoke to a former girlfriend of the suspect whom she met when they both worked at Six Flags. She and her father told me he was a narcissist who thought everyone else was wrong. This woman got a restraining order against him in 2023 because of his threats. Terry Lewis says the suspect is in jail where he belongs.
He needs to get life so he can sit there and suffer.
Well, this just, oh my, hold on a second, y'all. This just happened. Hold on, who said that? Always a lady. This just happened, boo. This happened, ma'am. This young lady went missing on Friday. She's in Vallejo. So I'm glad to bring you this story. It's all over the news. Check out KTVU. She's in Vallejo. This is where that happened, hon. But yeah, this just happened. Her family was on it. So she, calls and checks in with mom often. Mom noticed that she was 27. They said she would have been 28 on Monday. So maybe this Monday, because they just found her like a day or 2 ago. So her birthday is Monday coming up. They were on it. They realized she hadn't been responding. They thought that was weird. And based on that, they were checking her Life 360. Based on that, they got nervous. They notified the police, and just that things were weird. Things are strange. Hi, boo boo. Hey, Amy. How are you, hon? Why should the taxpayers deal with this burden? He confessed. Well, that's a good question. I think there's options to, he could, I don't know. He confessed to it, but when he goes to court, is he going to plead guilty and waive a trial? I don't know. That's a great legal question, and I think a lot of people have that same question. Did someone else drop me a member milestone? Thank you, boo. Woo woo. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for supporting. I think that's a great question. There might be ways, and I'll do some research on it. If somebody admits to something, we've had plenty of people do confessions, right? We've heard this before. People will go to the police, they confess, and then there's a difference between the police department and then you go into court, right? Then you get into the judicial system. So then they file charges on you. If he were to plead guilty, can you just go from guilty straight to prison, be adjudicated? Possibly, possibly. But that's considering that he, at that moment, did it. He says he did it. And then when he goes into the judicial, when he's charged, arraigned, and he pleads guilty, then from there, what happens? You know what I mean? So I think there's checks and balances for that reason, so that someone doesn't get into jail and say they weren't given their rights, or they were crazy, they were on pills, they were on drugs, they were this, they were that. I don't know, but that's a great question, and that definitely is, worth having conversations about in the future. I would just have to do some research to really be able to have that conversation, but I think that's one of those. I agree with you. Just in effort to save a buck for the state, especially when someone cops to it, why have to go through the lengthy process? You're so right. Near you, open lines of communication, Life 360, sharing alerts, all of those things, because it's a lifesaver. Or it's the fact that this girl could have been in that house till the end of time and nobody would have known, because nobody knew where she was. But thankfully, her mom had Life 360, so they were able to go right to the location and know that she's there. She was here. This is the last clue where she was at. And that's how they found Maxwell Anderson, who killed Sade. Thank you, Mocha. Thank you, boo. So we'll keep our eyes on this. I mean, this literally just happened, and we'll keep our eyes on this clown. He was supposed to have court today. I don't know if it happened or not. I haven't even logged into that county yet to check the paperwork. I don't even know if he's having court today. He should be in their system. Did they say Serrano County? Serrano County, girl. Let's see. Is it Serrano? Let's see. Vallejo. Let's see. Vallejo County. Oh, it's Solano. Solano County Superior Court. Let's see. Criminal Court. Oh, I just wish everything was televised. I swear to God, I'm not even going to lie. I feel like the way things are these days, it is so much. I feel like it's safer, because you might have family that really doesn't need to go to court. If you feel me, right? Hello? Some of the family doesn't need to go to the courthouse. It's safer to have it online, so that the family who needs to go can go, and the family that doesn't need to go stay home, because they might be a little bit off the chain. I guess I did register for this last night. Hold on, let's see. Did I didn't do my verification. Let's see. I feel like I did this last night. Superior Court of Solano. All right, you guys, I'm gonna have to. I can't get into it now. I'll find it. I'm gonna see if they posted the police report yet. I'll find it. I'll get back to you guys on this, because he's just now going to court soon, and we can definitely keep our eyes on this. We'll see if he pleads not guilty. If he pleads not guilty, then we know he's with the shits and he wants to go through his full process. And, you know, we don't know what it would be not guilty of what, considering he just confessed. But at the end of the day, they do it all the time. People confess and they plead not guilty, and they make the court drag and do a dog and pony show and show all of the evidence, all of the details, all of the video, all of the things to for whatever reason. Or sometimes they want to go and prolong everything so they can sit at the county for 2 and 3 and 5 years, only to wait to the last minute to say they want to try to give some information or get a non-negotiated or something like that so that they can get a deal. Yeah, I found it. I think I registered for it last night, but I hadn't gone to validate my account. So I'll get into it. Yeah, I mean, Brandon Isabel really didn't have to sit in court. He could have just pled guilty, non-negotiated, guilty, and took what the judge wanted to give him, right? I mean, so to the person's question, why waste the taxpayers' money? You go in there, you plead guilty, and then you come in on the proffer of giving the information of why and how, and you go straight for sentencing. So in a way, there are ways to bypass the long court trial, but you have to. He gave a statement, and then he would have to just come into the court and plead guilty, and then they would go straight to. They would probably do some assessments just to make sure he's not going to come back and say that he didn't get the services and attention, or he was crazy, or whatever the case might be. They probably will do some fact checking before they go right to a sentence, but it's a mess. Let me tell you about these other couple shorter stories real quick. This one I just started looking into, and I requested the police report, but y'all, when y'all hear that, y'all gonna be like, what happened? I think this lady went to go see a man. Let me tell you my opinion I think this lady went to go see a man. She was on some drugs. She fell asleep. She passed out with her kids in the car. This happened in Atlanta, guys.
A mother is now in jail charged with the death of her 7-year-old son. 7-year-old Maisie Simmons died after his head became stuck in a partially open car window. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Atlanta. And Denise, that little boy died back in the spring.
That's right. And at the time, Atlanta police were called to the scene. They interviewed the little boy's mother, Candice Grace. And this past Monday, she was arrested.
It's sad. It's very sad. It's really heartbreaking.
Homicide units were called to this apartment complex on Scott Street in Southwest Atlanta April 6th. Police say 32-year-old Candice Grace had parked her car in this lot and was passed out in the driver's seat. Her 3 young children were in the back seat. Investigators say her 7-year-old son, Mazzie Simmons, had gotten his head stuck in the window and was unresponsive. One man who lives in the complex remembers that spring day.
When they came out the house, that's when they saw the little boy head stuck in the window, and then she ran back in on. They called the police. Police came about 15, 20 minutes, but I don't think she had got arrested.
Police say a witness banged on the window to try to wake the mother, but couldn't. Investigators say while they tried to question Candice Grace, she kept falling asleep.
She must have been on fentanyl or something. Something's obviously wrong with her.
She was given a drug test. The GBI reports she had opioids and THC in her system.
As a mom, my kids wouldn't be in that predicament at all. It's sad, it's devastating, heartbroken for a 7-year-old to life just be taken.
Candice Grace has now been charged with murder. According to a court document, Ms. Grace's state of unconsciousness did not allow her to watch her children actively. Her negligence and failure to supervise her children caused her son to remain in the window for some time, resulting in his death.
She should be arrested because you took an innocent life.
7-year-old Mazzie Simmons died in that car with his 2 younger siblings sitting next to him.
It's heartbreaking because he's 7. His life just beginning. It shouldn't be taken away like that from a parent doing drugs. That's just crazy.
And according to a GoFundMe that was created after Mazzy's death, he brought sunshine into every room with his energy, sweet spirit, and unforgettable smile. Reporting live in Atlanta, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, it's just so
A mess, guys. Hold on.
With the boy's mother behind bars.
Yeah, the child died back in April after getting his head caught in a rolled up car window.
So what were she left the car on? All I can come up with is she left the car on. The kids were probably doing what kids do, playing with windows. And one of the kids or that kid did what we are like, don't do that. Why they have the breakers on, you know how you have the child locks? Why we have child locks on doors and windows, because we don't want the kids opening the doors and we don't want them playing with the windows. This woman clearly was passed out on that shit and not paying attention to what the kids were doing while she was parked outside somebody's house, probably either to go pick up her drugs or go check on some penis. What else could it be? You either went to go pick up your shit or went to go check on your, okay, and fell asleep. But she might have gone there to go pick up some drugs. That's what it sounds like to me.
Atlanta police arrested Candice Grace earlier this week.
Good day's Lindsay Tuman joins us live from the Fulton County Jail with more. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning to you, Natalie and Buck. Such a devastating story. That mother now here at the Fulton County Jail facing charges for second-degree murder and second-degree child cruelty. Police say that little boy was in the back seat with two younger siblings. His mother, they say, was passed out in the driver's seat for several hours. It's been nearly 6 months since neighbors at this apartment complex on Scott Street woke up to a police investigation in the parking lot. Atlanta police responded on April 6th to a call about a child found unresponsive.
They did their investigation and then they left, and that was the last we heard about it.
7-year-old Mazzy Simmons died after his head got stuck in a car window. Police say his mother, 32-year-old Candice Grace, had driven there with her 3 young children the night before to visit someone. That person reported she left a short time later, but the next morning, at least 8 hours later, they found her car in the parking lot with Grace passed out in the driver's seat. Her children were.
You see what I mean? She probably went to go see somebody about something, got back in the car, did what she went to do, and fell asleep in that damn car. And the kids were in the back fending for themselves. And look what happened.
In the back.
The kid who died in Detroit at the casino. Yep.
Boy with head stuck in the window, and then she ran back in on. They called the police.
The child was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Police questioned Grace, but say she kept passing out. Investigators also took a.
She kept passing out while they were talking. Remember the Grand Dame? Karen? When she was all drunk and she got caught drunk driving and she was over there just acting a pure fool. This is what this reminds me of. Okay.
Urine and blood sample from her. And in August, police received a toxicology report from the GBI showing Grace tested positive for opioids and THC. Shortly after,
what's getting me is that she's in her 30s with a full head of gray hair. That's wild.
Investigators arrested her, charging her with second-degree murder and cruelty to children. An arrest report said her negligence and failure to supervise her children resulted in the boy's death.
It's sad. It's very sad. I wish she was able to get help before this happened.
Such a tragic
I wish she was able to get help before this happened.
story, and this all again happened back in April, but she was just arrested on Monday, actually in Milledgeville, and had her first appearance here at the Fulton County Jail on Tuesday, and she now has a court appearance scheduled for later this month as well. Of course, we'll keep you updated as this case progresses, but for now, that's the very latest live outside the Fulton County Jail. I'm Lindsay Tuman for Good Day Atlanta.
Just a tragic.
Okay, so according to her first appearance, She has no bond. Are we surprised? I mean, you got to be pretty special in Fulton County to get some bond coming in the door. Like off rip, I don't know if anybody gets bond right away. I'm just gonna be honest. But with this type of situation, she doesn't deserve it anyway. So no problem there. I'm not going to show the rest because they do have her address and stuff on here, and this is not redacted. But basically the judge who saw her for her first appearance, he said, I'm in it and I'm not in it, so I'm going to defer you to superior court, because I'm not even he basically was like, I'm not even touching this. Robert Wolf, you know, he deferred it to superior court. He didn't even give it a zero. He didn't even give it zero bond. He just said he'll defer it to superior court, let them make the decision. He gave nothing. Okay. So her next court date is October 22nd, excuse me. They were reading from a police report or arrest affidavit, so I did request it. We'll see. Fulton County's been a little funny lately, so we shall see. I did request it. Let me see if it came. Hold on. Let me see if I got anything. Probably not yet. No. Okay. I didn't get that, but I think I got something else. Hold on. Okay. I'll keep checking on that for the full police report. We're gonna be keeping our eye on, you know, this mom. She was charged with second degree murder and cruelty to children, and her next court date is October 22nd. She has no bond, so she's going to be sitting right there at the jailhouse until she gets, you know, things sorted, and she's going to be in trouble. I mean, you know, I when I looked up her name, I didn't see anything else, so it's not like she has a long history, at least in Fulton County. But at the end of the day, second degree, and she might have been on some drugs when they well, the toxicology proved already. So ma'am is going to be, look, the bottom line is, as parents, as mothers and fathers, we are responsible for these kids, and if something happens, you made a decision that cost the life of your child, you're going to have to pay. We already know that. We are definitely held responsible for these children, and it's our job that you accept when you know you have when this whole thing happens, right? You are responsible for that child. I mean, if you don't know that, when you have a baby, the amount of paperwork that you have to sign before you leave the hospital, that you know this, you know that, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Did you schedule an appointment? Do you have a doctor? You go to make sure that you take your doctor to your baby to the doctor in 7 days, and this, that, and that. I mean, they give you so much paperwork. You are responsible for that life, period. So she's ma'am is in shit right now. She might have been somewhere else, but the crime happened in Fulton County, so they brought her in. Does she live in Fulton? It doesn't matter if she lives in Fulton County. The place where she went and the crime was committed was in Fulton County. It was in south something Atlanta. So the crime happened in Atlanta. She might have been living in or moved to, because this happened in April. She might have been moving thinking, if I move out the area, maybe they won't find me. You know, some people don't think. So, yeah, she was arrested there, but the crime happened in Fulton. Yep. Okay, we got one more. Do we have time? Yes. Y'all wait till hold on. And I might have the police report for this one. Hold on. Baby, this is some shit right here. Hold on. Oh, wait. Here's one more about this same story real quick, and then we're going to pivot.
What are you learning today?
Well, good afternoon to you, Alex. I have been talking with the family of TYRIENA LEDBETTER for days now. And as you can imagine, they are just devastated.
Oh, this is a different story. This is a different story. Okay. This story right here, two female inmates got into it. One of them is on life support now, y'all. This is some more Fulton County shenanigans. Baby, a mess. Okay. I was like, wait a second. Is this the same thing? Okay. My bad, y'all. We just pivoted to another story. Okay.
By this development, her mother telling me that her 20-year-old daughter is on life support, and family members have just been going into.
You know how someone says they're going to beat the brakes off somebody? I think this is a case of she got into a fight at the jail and they don't beat the brakes off of her. Unfortunately, she is on life support. It's going down at Fulton County Rice Street. It's
Go to the homepage.
Pretty crazy.
We are live for you 24/7. Start jail. Unfortunately, we are talking about some more violence at the Fulton County Jail. Unfortunately, an inmate there has been charged with multiple felonies after some sort of stabbing that left a 20-year-old at Grady Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has been following this story for us for days now. She's joining us with the very latest information. So, Angelique, what are you learning today?
Well, good afternoon to you, Alex. I have been talking with the family of TYRIENA LEDBETTER for days now. And as you can imagine, they are just devastated by this development. Her mother telling me that her 20-year-old daughter is on life support, and family members have just been going in 2 by 2, just trying to get a glimpse of her and wondering how she got into this situation. Now, take a look. This is actually a picture of the 20-year-old TYRIENA, and she, according to her mother, actually.
You may have been seeing her picture in your timeline. Her picture has been in my timeline for 2 days now. I had no idea what was going on. I just, I'm not going to say I was avoiding it. I kept seeing her picture in my timeline, at least yesterday. And I did not realize this young lady had been arrested. She's 20 years old. She's over there in Fulton County, which is very dangerous. And I guess she clearly got into it with someone. And let's go.
Has some mental illness. Her mother has so many. She got into this situation. Now, take a look. This is actually a picture of the 20-year-old TYRIENA, and she, according to her mother, actually has some mental illness. Her mother has so many questions about all of this. Now, she says that late yesterday afternoon, we found the Fulton County Sheriff's Office placed some charges against the inmate of TYRIENA, the cellmate. That is 27-year-old SHANIA White. She is charged, it should be on your screen there, with aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and tampering with evidence. Now, this all stems from this attack that took place here at the Fulton County Jail last Monday into Tuesday. Now, the sheriff's office says inmate Ledbetter's family has met with Sheriff Patrick Labatt and visited with her, as I said, at the hospital. Now, Fox 5 News obtained an arrest warrant that says Ledbetter was found unresponsive and bleeding under her cell bed. She had a hematoma on her left forehead and eye. There was also skin redness around her neck. Now, according to the arrest warrant, a sheriff's office lieutenant was told by doctors at Grady that the victim suffered brain damage. Also, that there are no neurological responses at this time. Now, we talked to a former Fulton County employee, a lieutenant who worked here at the Fulton County Jail for more than 30 years, and he says these type of incidents are really an issue of jail management. Take a listen.
It's very concerning. Again, I have to go back to what is already on federal record and has already been released to the public about the conditions of the jail. And it has less to do with the building, but the management and the operations. And that is specifically stated in the federal monitor's report.
and that is former Lieutenant or now retired Lieutenant Charles Rambo. He is talking about a consent decree that the Fulton County Jail is under. The Department of Justice came in and did an investigation and decided that this jail was unsanitary, that really also unconstitutional. And so the federal government is watching this jail right now. And for this death to happen during this time, it is certainly unfortunate. Now, we have been talking again with the Ledbetter family. They have now hired an attorney, and they plan to be here today at the Fulton County Jail with that attorney and with some activists to talk more about what has happened here and to demand answers. Her mother said to me, "I just want justice for my baby." So that is the very latest that we have here, Alex, at the Fulton County Jail.
Our heart just breaks for that family because right now they are grappling with some difficult news. Whenever a loved one is on life support, if you've ever had this happen to you, you know that you always hold out that little bit of hope. So your heart can't help but break for that family. Angelique, thank you.
Absolutely, and especially since she's just 20 years old.
Yeah, so much life that she should have been able to live. Thank you for that, Angelique.
So, she sounds like she was choked. She had some redness around her neck. Her eyes, she had some redness around her eyes. Did they say that she had hematomas on her eye and her head and redness on her throat? Girl, she choked her out. She probably was bobbling her head around. She beat her up. Who knows? They could have gotten into words. It could have just been, I'm picking you to beat you up. I don't know how it goes down in jail like that, but we've heard stories, and she looked like she was a pretty girl, and it's possible she could have got picked on because she was cute. Who knows? Found unresponsive, bleeding while laying under bed. Found unresponsive and bleeding while laying under bed. Hematoma on her head, so she got popped in her head. Eyes and skin redness in neck area. She suffered brain damage. No neurological responses. If her eyes are dilated and fixed, it's, it's pretty much, if there's no neurological responses, there might be a protocol if the family says, look, let's keep her on, let's see what happens. But if they take her off life support, she's not able to breathe for herself. There's no brain activity, which is basically no neurological responses. If there's no brain activity, she's gone. I don't know. We're going to try to get a police report, but you already know when it's Fulton County and a Fulton County situation, since that situation that happened with the guards and all the guards having sex and bringing in pot pies, remember I had gotten about 10 different reports when all them girls were messing with the YSL dudes, which I didn't even realize it was all them YSL guys, but there were a bunch of contract guards who were bringing food and pot pies and sexing these guys and bringing in cell phones and all kinds of foolishness. Let me tell you how hard it has been to get a arrest affidavit or police report. They'll send me something back and say that report is only available for you to come downtown, knowing good and well on my account clearly says I live out of state. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a digital copy, even if I was across town. Can you email it to me? Why I got to come there? Why I got to come? So they want you to come downtown. You know what I'm saying? They want you to come downtown to be informed. So, I mean, because that's what it is. If people are asking for information, that means that people are not trying to spend time disseminating misinformation. But it's hard to give out the actual factual if they are going to slow down the hands of the FOIAs and not give out the information to the people so we can be informed with what actually happened. So clearly there is an affidavit because we heard them reading it in the previous report, but I don't have my hands on it yet. We'll see. I could get back a big fat come downtown to such and such address to come pick it up. And you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, we'll see. All right, let me pivot to this one. I'm sure you guys are like, oh my God, Fran, not another story. What else happened? Y'all. Okay, let's get into this one.
Cobb County Church police say the woman who set the
Okay, hold on. This lady is crazy. Hold on.
in the fire that destroyed a Cobb County church. Police say the woman who set the fire is now charged with arson and other offenses. The church pastor says that woman made threats to him and the church. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live now in Austell.
Girl, she done burnt down the whole church.
Audrey, the pastor believes that woman was not well.
Right. He actually told me that only a demon would burn down a church like this. Right now, we are actually standing behind the tape here. But when my photographer Dana pushes in, you can really see how the fire gutted the church. The roof is gone. The newly renovated office space, burnt rubble.
You have to be possessed by a demon to do something like that.
Pastor Raphael Grant says only evil would move a person to pour gasoline inside of a church and then set it on fire. But that's exactly.
Do you see this beautiful church they had? I don't know how old the building was, but they said it was newly renovated. This is a nice place of worship. And she came through and burnt it down.
What police said this woman, ARIES Jordan, did on Monday night.
You cannot be a logical, rational human being to do that.
We flew News Chopper 2 over Prayer City Eagles Chapel International Ministries in Austell. You can see how the flames ripped through the church and left it a charred mess.
We were not expecting this, but we had some signs.
Members, along with the pastor, say they were not surprised by the arrest. They tell us Jordan, who once came to the church to be, quote, delivered, threatened to burn down the church in the past. They showed us these text messages.
She made mention.
Wait, hold on. What did her thing say? She said no more Sunday
church
service.
In the past.
No more Sunday services. That church gonna be gone. I'ma burn that blank up. Dumb blank, ugly blank church, ugly fat nosed pastor. I will oot you. Girl, of course he called the police on you.
Showed us these text messages.
She made mention that she was going to burn down the church.
Pastor Grant says he reported the threats to the police.
We took it to court and everything. Yes. She was arrested and released.
According to the warrant, Jordan faces a slew of charges, including arson, criminal damage, and terroristic threats. Right now, Pastor Grant says he's focused on rebuilding. The church started the GoFundMe campaign.
The place is completely gone, and so we have to build from.
It looks like they had a fellowship hall, a school, and a sanctuary. That's terrible. Look at that. 3 buildings. Probably the sanctuary, school or fellowship offices. I mean, she destroyed the whole thing.
The place is completely gone, and so we have to build from the scratch, and so we need all the financial support in order to do that.
I hope they had a good insurance policy.
And we posted the GoFundMe link to our website. That's WSBTV.com. Now, we also asked the pastor about his plans for a Sunday service. That's a part of the story we're putting together, all new for Channel 2 Action News.
They better go ahead. Still nice weather. They better get a tent. Call, what's it called? Party rentals. Get them to put up one of those wedding tents and get some chairs and be right there in that parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it's not raining or cold, I would be right there on the property.
At 6. Right now, we are live here in Cobb County. Audrey Washington, Channel 2 Action News.
Baby, a mess. It's a mess. I feel like that's enough, y'all. Girl, we went through a lot. This lady, she is over in Cobb County. Hold on. Did that lady have something else to say? Hold on a second. Girl, I didn't see this one. Hold on. I am happy that there was nobody in the church because somebody really could have been killed. This is dangerous.
Members of an Austell church believe a former member could be to blame for a fire at Prayer City Eagles Chapel International Ministries. The church is on Joe Jerkins Boulevard, less than a mile off of Highway 78. The fire started around 9 p.m. Monday night, and crews spent more than 10 hours working to put the flames out. They estimate using 500,000 to 600,000 gallons of water to extinguish it. We're going to take you now to 11 Alive's Chase Howell live outside of that church tonight. Chase, why do people believe that this may have been arson?
Jennifer, great question. So some of the congregants I spoke to say investigators told them they found multiple gas cans behind the church, and they say this is a result of what happened. So for perspective, where you're looking at right now is the front of the church, and in front of that entrance right there is part of the roof where people just walk through for Sunday service.
No more Sunday services. That church gonna be gone. I'm gonna burn that down.
These are text messages Jackie Tamo says she, along with other members of the congregation, received a few weeks ago from a former member of the Eagles Chapel International Church. Then Monday night, more texts flooded their phones.
The first.
It says our building finished. Yeah, nah, our building damaged. Next time you'll learn to choose your battles wisely. You with my mental is gonna cost you. Aretha, what you say? Begin to dance. Begin to dance. Girl, what? Wow. These, my Lord.
Sentence in capital letter in uppercase. She says, "Our building finished. Yeah, our building damaged." And she's laughing.
But for other members of the congregation, this is no laughing matter.
You know how people, when they got that text message with those receipts. Okay, people are unhinged. They are unhinged. Let me look her up. I'm trying to look her up on Cobb County now, see if there's the police report posted.
This is the madness of sin. The madness of sin.
The extent of the damage even more apparent from above the church. Steel beams exposed and more than half the church completely destroyed. But the spirit of its congregation is strong and is being held together by faith.
God is still alive. He says, I'll build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it.
The church's lead pastor, Raphael Grant, while shaken by what happened, he stands firm in his faith.
I believe that God is going to see us through. We are going to rebuild again, and I believe it is going to be better than before.
I did speak to Austell Mayor Ollie Clements, who says the city is going to do everything in its power to make sure that these permits are expedited so the church can rebuild. Live in Austell, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
Okay. Let me see what this says. Well, so far they've just charged her with terroristic threats. Let me see. That's all that why had she been charged with arson? Let's see. I guess they have to, I don't know. I guess they'll figure it out. Okay. She has a different case. Okay. Oh, she has a case before of terroristic threats. Interesting. Ooh, in 2024? Okay, 2023 and in 2024. Interesting. Okay, so this is not the first time she's done this. I didn't realize that. Okay. Yeah, ma'am is unhinged. She has a history. I guess they didn't know. She had 12 months to serve 45 days. She had a negotiated plea deal previously, baby. This lady, did they show her mugshot in this one? She has been in trouble before. She has made terroristic threats. She pled guilty, and she had a probation, guilty, lesser included, terroristic threats, 12 months to serve 45 days. The above sentence will be served on probation, provided that the defendant shall comply with the attached conditions. Make sure this doesn't have an address on it. Girl, Aries Jordan. Okay. And when did this happen? This happened in 2024. She's probably just off of probation now. This just happened in October, late September. This happened. She was sentenced in July. She had a 1-year probation. So they can't even keep her on like a probation revocation. So, but she has no bond anyway right now, I don't think. Let me find her case. I think I probably need to go over to the Superior Court to find it, but this is not the first time this is not the first time. This is a 2023 case that was adjudicated in 2024 where she made terroristic threats. So she is not a stranger to the courts. Ma'am is a mess. Ma'am is a mess. So it's unfortunate that this church, it's shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it happened. They had no idea who they were dealing with. Wow. Let me see if I can Superior Court. She might not be in the system yet, Jordan. She's definitely over at Cobb County, but I don't see her new case. I just see this 2024 case. Let me just Superior. Huh. I'm going to do some searching for it because when she was just booked, I'm going to have to find it. It's not in yet. It's possible it's just not in yet. I'm in the right place because this should be a Superior Court. So it's possible it's just not in because she's definitely in jail and she definitely has been charged, but maybe tonight or tomorrow it'll show up. So anywho, guys, make sure to hit the thumbs up if you want to be kept up to date with all of these stories. If you have a story you want us to talk about, keep an eye on, pull documents, all of the things, make sure to let me know. You're surprised it's not federal? Well, it just happened, so you never know. You never know if they do pull the FBI in. It's possible. I think sometimes it might just be the right lawmaker is involved and they, how they have to just kind of put it in someone's ear. But yeah, burning down a church. Yeah, a house of worship. I mean, I guess they would have to see if it meets the criteria. If it's just burning down a house of worship qualifies for federal, then yeah. If it had to be some sort of a hate crime other than she just hating the people, I don't know. I'm not sure. We would need to know just a little bit more, but I'm sure right now, while there is a tough on crime kind of situation, if they can stack up some charges and make an example out of somebody, it's the right time for that. People are very engaged around some tough on crime, so I think it's definitely possible. Yeah, she needs a hold. She needs to be on a hold, period. Okay, you guys. I might be coming back later. I got some other stuff. I did get so let me tell you guys this. So I've been doing some research and the whole thing with DeCarlos Brown and Irina Zarenchenko, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the young lady who died on the light rail. So they've recently released some of the 911 audio and some of the footage from the train station. And I guess some of the talk about him being subdued as soon as he got off the train, I guess that's been debunked because he was not. Also some of the talk around she was by herself, nobody helped her. It seems like there were 6 911 calls, people who were on the train. The train was stopped once they found out once they saw what happened to her, and there were people trying to attend to her, but her wounds were nothing that anybody could deal with. They were trying to apply pressure and all of that, but there were some 911 calls I was listening to earlier today, and it sounds like they had people trying to attend to her, but her wounds were too severe, too deep. Also, these were not medical professionals. These were just people like me and you, who were just trying to do what they could do until help could arrive. So as far as, uh, the talk that nobody helped her, that's not necessarily true. And just some more information, but I also saw on his file in Mecklenburg County that he had court like in 2 weeks and they canceled it. He doesn't have a court date coming up until April of 26. Now I think I was going through the file, but I was doing it on my iPad, so I was looking at some of his stuff, and I believe that his lawyer did file a continuance. So I think they're just asking for more time because at the end of the day, he's got a state trial to prepare for and a federal trial. And the federal trial, I don't know if there's been any new filings on that. I haven't even had a chance to look at that today. But it's possible. They are vigorously working on both of those cases. This guy is pretty much he got a problem on his hands, definitely. So he's, it's what it is. But yeah, he's got the federal trial but his court date they say, I think he's going to be in court sometime in October at the federal courthouse. And when that happens, is it the same judge? No, it's a judge named Susan Rodriguez. He'll be at the federal courthouse downtown Charlotte, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with DeCarlos, the Lynx, the gentleman who is accused of the killing on the Lynx Blue Line, and has two very rigorous cases against him, and video and all of the things. So there's another when he was arraigned, another one, they have him on video. He pled not guilty. So we're going to see how that goes down. Yeah, it's bad. And it's bad for a reason, because he did do something. So he was at the mental hospital for a few weeks. I don't know if he's back in Charlotte or not, or if they had him there's like 3 mental hospitals in North Carolina, I guess, like that are part of the 3 criminal mental institutions. And he was at the central facility up in Butner, which is the mental hospital, which is that provides mental health services near the jail where R. Kelly is, all the way up in it's like on the other side of like Raleigh, Durham. And he was up there in Butner. I don't know if he's, they finished their evaluations and he's back, but they were having him evaluated, and he still might be up there. So who knows? Anyway, but I'm keeping my eye on it. Those 2 active cases for Mr. DeCarlos. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. I might see you guys a little bit later, come back with something else on some hee-hees and kikis, maybe some other stories we can talk about, or you guys had some Nesto stuff you wanted to talk about too, and a throwback you wanted to talk about. So let me get myself together and we can talk about that maybe this evening. Like, what time is it? It's almost 5:00, like 8, 9, something like, you know what I mean? Like later. Okay. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate y'all so much. And share me out And I will see you guys a little bit later. Take care. Have a good evening. And we'll see each other again very soon. Bye, guys. Thank you, Boo. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all very much. Y'all have a good rest of the afternoon, and I'll see you guys in a few hours.